Back on the stream again with a different game this time, and with different casters, of course, and new friend of mine, Ivan here. We are casting R6 tonight, because Smash ended a lot earlier than we expected it to, so we can actually stream this game. Tonight we are playing against the University of Guam. Do you know the current game series score so far?
So right now, Vandals are up 1-0. They won the last one 7-4, I believe.
Oh, awesome. Oh, yeah. Well, while I get some stuff set up over here, do you want to run through comp, run through plans, and stuff like that?
Sure.
Yeah, this is this part of the stream is really awkward, where we just play for filler at this point.
Okay, here we go. Now we're getting some movement. Okay, so it looks like Vandals are starting on defense here. Defending second floor chalet. And it looks like it's going to be a heavy east side take here. We've got 5 players looking to entry into library. C, I believe. No, it's a 5v5. So it looks like we have 3 players on the library balcony. 2 players looking to entry into fireplace or K9. Yeah, they're going up to K9 balcony now. We've got a Valkyrie playing on mezzanine. He's going to be attempting to hold these players off from K9. Okay, now they're stacking. The attackers are stacking K9. Shots going out. Not much going on right now. Okay, someone gets shot under the castle barricade on K9 door. That's the Thatcher gone. Sorry, the Nomad. Still a lot of players on K9 balcony. They burned 2 minutes of the rounds. And they're still not doing much to take map control here. They are punching the castle barricade on K9 door. Looks like they're just going to attempt walking through K9 door to get into sight here.
Just stared at him for a whole minute.
This is a really interesting attack. Some trades going out here, but it's a 3v1 for the Vandals with no significant map control being held by the attackers. Thermite is going to do his best to flash in here, but he will lose to time. So that's 1 round up for the Vandals.
That was a round.
That was definitely a round.
I was like, even feeling lost, I feel like at that point, how was I supposed to know what was going on? Because even then, felt like a lot of slow pace movement. Some moves were being made, but like obviously nothing too, I don't know, significant or whatever.
Yeah, the attackers were just kind of stacking up. First they stacked on the library and then they rotated around. They didn't take any map control, and they lost the round.
Hopefully they will
adapt and make this a more interesting game.
Hopefully. Is this what the last game looked like?
No, not really. Okay, Vandals currently defending bar site. There's a lot of vertical play on this one, so holding the second floor and library is pretty important.
Mm.
This is a pretty standard castle setup going on. Basically, they're castling off the doorways to the into piano, consolidating the side of the map to make the attackers use more utility if they take map control from that side. But it looks like they're just stacking up outside library balcony again. Solus on blue stairs looking to get information on drones and phones from the attackers. So it looks like we have 2 attackers outside library balcony still. One might be trying to take into piano or blue window. Yeah, in the bathroom here. Blitz looking to take potentially a direct path into sight. Nope, he's going to be going up onto the blue balcony. And it's going to be a north side take from the attackers, except that side is castled off. The Solus sees the blitz. He's going to call that out to his teammates. Shots going out. That's 1 kill for the Legion. The attacker's starting to take into Piano Hall. Sees the blitz top blue. Blitz goes down. The other attackers taking their time here. There's a minute left on the clock. That's most of the health on the thermite. They're not taking space here. They need to take space. That's 1 pick from the Nomad. Will it be enough though? That's a down on blue stairs. And another pick from Nomad. It's effectively a 2v3 for the Vandals. Now a 1v2. Very, very low HP on the thermite. This is a really tough position in a 1vx for this Mira. Diffuser's going down. It's now going to be a post plant for the defenders. Mira walks into bar, gets a pick. Thermite's on low HP.
Oh, massive.
And that's going to be the clutch from Darkheart. Very well played.
Indeed.
That's surprising. The attackers were able to push in from kitchen side, it looks like, Jungle Hall, and get some picks onto the defense.
Mm. What do you think is going wrong at this point? I mean, like, with Guam playing on attacker side.
They're just stacking up. They're not getting any cross angles. They're not clearing utility very well.
They're just pushing everywhere together.
Yeah, they're just pushing. And I mean, they're able to get some picks like we saw in that last round, but for the most part, they're not taking enough map control. Because they started by putting pressure on library windows, but they ended up all rotating off. Like they're hunting in a pack right now. And it's just too easy for the Vandals to pick them off here. So now it's going to be a kitchen defense. This is another one with really important vertical play. Yeah, they brought the castle, so it's likely going to be almost the exact opposite hold. They're castling off piano and reinforcing off the office walls to make it harder for the attackers to take from library side this time instead of the other way around. Still one castle barricade in pocket, though. Yeah, looks like it's going down now. Looks like the attackers are going to be going for canine or trophy. Solus has already taken a lot of damage from bar side. Maybe this is going to be on the attackers. If they can clear the Solus, they'll have man advantage, and they'll be able to not worry about someone being at their backs for most of the rounds, especially if they stay spread out like this. The attacker's still struggling to find map control here. Looks like we still have 2 or 3 people outside the map. Now they're starting to entry. They have library control, but this is not a very strong position for them to be in. They need to clear the Solus. Starting to take control of bottom fireplace. It's going to be a good place for them to attack if they can get second floor control. Otherwise, the guy in office is going to be able to hold them off. Who's this? This is a zombie dead. From Thermite? Gets refragged. Now it's Solus that's downed. The attacker's taking heavy control of the south side of the map and fireplace. They lost their hard breach, though, so they won't be able to get the wall open. That's the pick on the mezzanine player. There's a 2v3 for the Vandals. We have one player holding in trophy and the other holding in main lobby. Whereas the 3 attackers are all trying to take kitchen here. Or dining, sorry. Oh, castle's upstairs. Okay. Gets a pick. Valkyrie seeing both players on B site. Is able to deny the diffuser. Now it's a 1v2. And the defenders are able to take this round.
Yeah. Now, something I'm noticing is that Guam is starting to split up more, trying to take different areas.
That was a much stronger attack for them.
Yeah.
That was a much stronger attack. They were able to clear the roamers on the south side of the map, take fireplace control. If they hadn't lost their hard breacher, they could have opened the wall up, and they had control of office, so they could have gone for a plant at that point.
I'm thinking that they might have figured that I was a bit closer, might follow in with that same play.
Yeah. They brought the blitz again, and they're bringing sense, so if he doesn't get picked early, then they'll be able to have a much easier time pushing into sight. And the blitz should help them with roam clear if they use them effectively. This is another second floor defense for the Vandals.
I think they're kind of realizing that, I mean, the plan of, like, just keeping areas where vertical play is more dominant, I think is definitely in their favor, since it seems Guam is really weak in that area.
Yeah.
And I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Guam is able to adapt to this vertical play because they didn't really try taking it in the last round. We have a soulless shotgun here. Let's see. Looks like most of the attackers spawned on the northeast side of the map. Maybe this is going to be a Solarium take. They are droning out Solarium. Yeah, there looks like there's a player on the bottom of Trophy Stairs. Maybe they're just stacking up again. Yeah, this Blitz is already walking up into Solarium. Nomad losing a bunch of HP. The attacker's still pressuring Trophy Stairs. Looks like this Blitz is going to push in. He might get shot from the side. Jaeger getting a pick onto the Nomad. Thermite getting taken down. The Blitz pushes in and gets shot from the flank. And then the Jaeger cleans up with a beautiful flank up Trophy Stairs.
It's probably why they shouldn't be playing together.
Yeah, stacking up like that. And they lost the Nomad pretty early on.
It seems like the more strategic play in this anyway is to take different angles throughout your team and like not playing together, which is I guess different than a lot of the other games I used to. You know, I play Valorant, um, and it's very much like a you push with the rest of your team kind of thing.
Yeah, so with Siege, it's more because it's easy to kill a lot of people at the same time, right? Because it's a one-shot headshot. So if 3 people walk right into your crosshairs, you've got enough bullets. That's it. That's 3 kills right there. So for the most part, it's establishing crossfires and playing off your teammates and clearing utility. There's a lot of utility in this game, and it's not just flashes and smokes and mollies. And map control is also a lot more important. So taking places like on this next bar defense, taking mezzanine control, for example, that's going to be a huge part for the attackers. If they can establish control of mezzanine and there are any defenders still in library, then they'll be able to pinch them and clear library, and then they'll have vertical control over the entirety of bar. And then they'll be able to go for a plant, potentially. We've got some interesting castle setups. I saw a castle on the bar door into the beer corridor. Yeah, we've got 3 attackers on bar window already. And it looks like they're playing behind an Osa shield here. Let's see how much utility gets used on this. Because right now those Osa shields aren't really pressuring much. Making head holes to try lobbing a C4 through at some point here. Since they might go for a plant. Castle getting a pick. Getting 2 picks off the bar room window. Games room window, sorry. Nomad picks Valk. Mira trades with Osa. That's probably also from the bar window. We've still got 2 players upstairs for the defenders. It looks like the attackers are trying to take fireplace and jungle control. One's walking up west main stairs. That looks like it was probably the west main player. Finka walking up West Main. Not too much he can do here. 42 seconds. We've got a player holding in Jungle Hall close on the right. Looks like the defenders know that he's there. And he's going to get peeked from the bar door.
Huge for the Vandals. Once again, going like 5-0 now? 6-0? Can I some points of 5?
Looks like 5-0.
Yeah. Seems like Guam is falling apart a little bit compared to last round.
Yeah, definitely.
At least from like what I had seen, things were going a little bit better. But what do you think exactly can like cause a team to not exactly fall apart, but like not play as well as they could be? Is it like map familiarity issues or?
No, for the most part, familiarity with like map knowledge comes pretty quickly. But it's more game sense and communication.
Mm-hmm.
If these players aren't used to playing together as a team and used to the same call-outs as each other, and if they're not checking cameras, if they're not droning properly, and then if their gunplay mechanics aren't as good as the other team, those are all factors that'll make them fall apart here. So we've got another kitchen defense. Once again, a heavy upstairs presence here.
Mm-hmm.
They're opening holes into the mezzanine wall. This is interesting. Leaving that wall soft gives the attackers a long line of sight from library, and it makes it easier to take upstairs control. I suppose they're roaming pretty heavily. So it looks like 3 players, including the OSA, are stacking up on trophy window. Either Thermite or OSA gets a pick onto Azami, and OSA gets refragged.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big pick for the defenders. And then the Ram goes down. That's another big one. That's going to deny a lot of verticality. Looks like there might still be 3 defenders upstairs. That's a pick onto the Nomad. Sees the shadow outside of trophy window. I don't think the defenders know where the second attacker is. But it appears that they're both stacked up on trophy window. Looks like they might be rotating. No, they're still there. Once again, not taking any map control. They're not clearing defenders from their positions. Minute left on the clock. They might be rotating to basement here. Yeah, looks like they are. And that's 2 picks from the Valkyrie.
Huge. Massive ending from Sneck there.
Either a good read or good information on them.
Though from what I've heard, comms are great over there. So
yeah,
that's got to be doing something.
Yeah, definitely. So we just switch sides. 6-0 up for the Vandals. If they win this, then that's the series. Maybe Guam will be able to come back on defense here.
Let's maybe hope so. I'd feel bad for them to go just like 7-0 like that. Although I think that'll be our second team to take a complete wipe, following our Valorant team yesterday against Colorado School of Mines.
Proud of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like another second floor defense here. They're also bringing the castle. It looks like they're bringing a lot less utility for the most part. They basically brought the Wamai and the castle, which are going to be the only things really helping the defenders keep map control here. The Thunderbird is going to keep them stemmed up. The Captain Cam might get them some picks. But let's see what the Vandals are doing. We've got 2 players on the library window. 1 player taking K9. 2 players on K9. One might be going Solarium here as well. So far, not many gunfights, except this one. That's a pick from Osa onto the Wamai. That's big. That's going to be a lot of early utility down. Looks like there's a defender in piano. And a player playing close on half wall in office. 2 attackers coming down piano hall. They have breach open. This Osa is looking to take control of site and potentially go for a plant here. They see the guy on half wall. Osa now going for the plant. This cross is being held. That's the defender on site dead. The defender on piano dead. It's a 5v2 for the Vandals. 5v1. Last player on the office rotate, looking to retake site. It's not looking good here. And that's the game.
GG's. A nice finish for the Vandals, 7-0. Not a single round dropped, except in the first game, which doesn't exist now. No, really, congrats to our is it JV team?
JV team.
Yeah. Excellently played against Guam today. I wish today could have been more of a learning moment, but Guam got absolutely wiped, so I mean, stuff happens. I saw things happen, and I don't know. I think the only way I'm going to get good at casting this game is 1, watching more Comp Siege, and 2, actually playing it.
It's a tough one to cast, but our team had some blunders in team lineups in the first game. They started by attacking on border, which it's kind of an attacker-sided map. But there were some blunders in lineups, some big picks for Guam, and they were able to pinch just a couple more rounds off of them. But this game went a lot differently.
Seems like it. Well, that is pretty much all the content that we have for the channel tonight. Thank you for joining us tonight, either for Smash or for Siege. We appreciate you coming, supporting the Vandals, supporting the program. If you want to continue to support the program, you can follow the channel if you're not already. You can join the Discord server, which is linked below. And you can also donate. Donating is weird right now because you have to donate directly through the university, and there's like money limits and stuff like that. But if you feel like helping us out and have a few bucks to spend, why not spend it on us? I was Kaz.
I'm Ivan.
And have a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow.